Hi there, this is Vespasian and my trusty sidekick.
Hi.
And this is our first Bolt Action Q&A. We keep meaning to do a Bolt Action Q&A and now we're actually doing it. Because people keep saying, why aren't you doing a Bolt Action Q&A? So here we are, doing a Q&A for Bolt Action. There we go. Over to you.
Right. I can't see these. Right, from... How do you say his name?
Who? Big Rumi.
Big Rumi. He says, are morale checks the same for every nation?
Right, in Bolt Action, our morale checks the same for every nation. Now, there are 3 levels of morale. There's your basic morale, and then better morale, and then really good morale. So you've got veteran morale, which is 10, and then
10.
regular morale, which is 9, and inexperienced troops, which are 8. Yeah. Then you get bonuses for your officers. So you can have junior officers, lieutenants, and captains, or something like that. So you can actually put your morale up to 12 or 13, technically.
Mine was on 12, I just
Yours
saw
was on 12,
what's
yeah.
both acting report.
Yeah, we've got Japanese, and they are... Sorry, the plane's trying to fly. We've got Japanese who are fanatics, early war. In fact, they're fanatics throughout the entire war. So they're very good troops, and they pretty much ignore most of the bad effects that morale does. They really have to
I don't think we
stop.
failed once on morale. I don't think any of us failed on morale, did we?
Yeah, 2 of my units broke.
Oh, well, I mean
away.
morale to move.
My armoured car surrendered. Another unit surrendered when he bonsai charged them.
By the way, this is spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's the battle we just played.
It should be on just before this.
Yeah. I should mention Q&A's... Bolt Action. At the moment, our Bolt Action armies are Japanese, who are these chaps here. That's the Val. Chinese, which was most of Japan's war. And Russian, who, although the Russians did fight at the end of the Second World War, the Japanese and Russians were at war more or less right up to the outbreak of the Second World War. More or less, weren't they?
Yeah.
So there were always border skirmishes going on between the two, and also Russia was also at war with China for certain parts as well. So it's a really interesting bit, and it's all early war stuff, this, so it's quite fun. We are going to advance and we'd like to do Winter War.
Yeah, we were discussing
the Finns against the Russians pre-World War II, or the first bit of World War II, which will be quite fun to do. And we can expand that into using Germans and stuff. We'd also like to do early war Germans, because then we can fight them against the early war Russians that we've got.
Yep.
That's quite fun. Because then you get to use the really big Russian tanks, which are impressive but rubbish, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rubbish. Right, next one.
Bring him in, the same person?
Yeah.
Hey man, I have one more question before I start playing. Can you add metal figures to these plastic figures?
You can do anything you like. My Chinese are actually Germans that I've painted up as Chinese. I've given them Japanese rifles and bits of Russian equipment just to make them look a little bit more Chinese. So you can use anything you want. There's no reason you can't buy figures from multiple different companies and play with them. Our Hail Caesar stuff is from about 4 different companies. Is it Griffin Beast, Irregular, Warlord Games, and is it Perrin or Perrin? Yeah. I think there's some other stuff as well in there. So
might not be Perrin, it's just we can't say it right.
Perrin Miniatures, yeah. And the Greeks are from something else as well. Some of the Jewish rebels. I can't remember where I get one from, sorry. But yeah, you get it from anywhere. Doesn't matter. As long as they're roughly the same scale, you're pretty much fine. I particularly like the Warlord Games World War II figures because you can do a lot with them. I've done quite a few conversions to make my Japanese paratroopers. I used the Special Navy Landing Force and turned them into paratroopers. If you look through my videos, you will see a video I did all about how to convert them and stuff. I think that should still be up. Next.
Same person.
Yeah.
Boogerman, you're probably really into bolt action.
Yeah, bolt action's cool. Bolt action's cool.
He says, "Wow, I did not know you built your. I think you meant your own stuff.
Yeah.
Impressive. Do you make up your own stats on the vehicles, or use stats from other tanks in the bolt action game?"
Beauty of bolt action is you can pretty much work out what stats for everything is just by looking at the rules. You don't actually need a stats page of a vehicle. You can play with just the rule sheet in your hand. So you don't need your arm list and stuff to play a game. Some of the vehicles, most of the vehicles I've got don't have rules for yet because they're really early war. So they simply don't have the rules yet for them. And they're Japanese and Chinese and early war Russian. So there's no stats for them. But they're basically light tanks, which means they've got an armour of 7. They've got a light anti-tank gun, which is a AP of 4, so you can pretty much work out what it is. They're a pretty straightforward set of rules. What I had difficulty with was the land battleships, the huge Russian T-28 and the T-35s. They're used in China and in the Finnish War. Did have some difficulty doing those rules for them. I think we give them 2 odd dice, so they can technically move twice.
If they put them together.
Yeah, so technically the vehicle, a bit like, Gates of Antares, where some units have more than 1 order dice. So you can technically move twice, but you're very slow, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it works out. So, yeah. And in Gates, it would be Gates of Antares. It will be a mod 2 vehicle, so you use 2 sets of order dice for it. So that's the way we sorted out the land battleships, because they are huge machines with 5 turrets and 2 dozen crew. So they're huge machines. So that was it took a bit to work out that. And do we class it as a heavy tank? Technically it was a super heavy tank, but it doesn't have the armour of a super heavy tank. It is actually not very armoured. But yeah, so we had to work on those. But everything else is pretty standard. These are just standard light tanks, your T-26s. I've got loads of these. I made too many of them, so I painted half of them up as Chinese and half as Russian. And I might paint a few more up as Finns actually, so might be interesting. Yeah. Next.
Dog Meat Gaming.
Hi, Dog Meat.
It's not really a question, but it's kind of a question because you're the only one really who has done these.
Yeah.
It says, "Hey dude, been looking around for these. Great, thanks for the vid."
Thank you.
Is it
a question?
Well, it says that he's been looking around for these particular videos.
Right. Yeah, we do quite a few unboxing ones. I weren't sure about doing the unboxing stuff, but it seems to go alright. People seem to like watching them. And I like just looking at new stuff and giving you my thoughts about it and what's in my head when I'm looking at them. We do like them sort of things. Did we do an unboxing for the Germans? Yeah, one thing we do with our unboxing, we did a D-Day unboxing. The thing was, we weren't using any of the D-Day stuff for D-Day. We were using it for other things. So we ended up painting them up in desert colours and stuff, and as Chinese. So, yeah, that was weird. Next.
Sorry, a moment. You can't talk to yourself.
Can I talk to myself? Well, it's been a nice day. Rained a bit. I didn't really like that. Just played a battle. I lost, which is rubbish, really. Chinese are rubbish. Just rubbish troops. Just lost. Next question.
Unfortunately, all the rest of these questions are for Gates of Antares. I just started seeing them right now.
Gates, right. Okay, so that is the end of our first bolt action Q&A. I will go through a few ideas and things we've got going. We've got some more scenery to work on. We're wanting to do Nanking and stuff like that, so we're going to be bringing out some new scenery, which will be quite an interesting project to do. I've already got some scenery here, but this is all rural. You may have seen my hotel, which I built, and I've also got a factory I built, but I'm going to be augmenting on that stuff so we could do some proper pitch battles in China, which would be quite fun.
Yeah.
We've got some good projects planned for that. And as I said, we're going to upgrade and get some early war Germans to fight Barbarossa, which should be good. And we're also planning for you a Polish army.
Yes.
Yes, he's wanting to start and get his own army as Poles, which will be quite interesting to do.
Yep.
Yeah, and also the Finnish War. I think Finnish War might be the easiest to do out of all of them, but we will see what comes next and just vote. Just let us know what you think. So thank you very much for watching, and this has been a new battle report. If you got any questions about bolt action or my figures or the stuff we do, just let us know. We make our own tanks and stuff, which I mentioned before. So any questions about that, just let me know. And over to you.
If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below. So if you have any questions on your mind, and we will answer them in a Q&A for can't say it.
For what? Specific.
We use a specific Q&A for it, and that's about it.
In other words, if you got any bolt action questions, this is where you come. So thank you very much for watching.
Hail Caesar, and yeah.
Yeah. And it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.